अगर हम इस शॉट को देखें, इस ओवरहेड शॉट को, राइट, तो कैन यू अप्रिशिएट कि यहाँ पे जो भी मैं लिखूंगा, whatever I write here is apparent on the screen. So if I say hello, welcome to our session on online teaching, that's completely apparent on your screen. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
See? Moving further, we could move on to if you have your phone, right? You have your phone. Sorry. Right. So if you have your phone and you have some note taking software, you can share your screen onto any, you know, let's say Google Meet हम use करें अगर, which we will talk about further, or you're talking about using Zoom. So you could have your stylus and you could write anything on that. Right? The thing that I want to show is a graphic tablet. So this is what a graphic tablet is. Right? So this is a graphic tablet. It connects to your phone using a USB. As such, this is compatible with most Android devices, most uh, Windows devices, right? And what it does is it creates a cursor on your device and it allows you to write on your device, right? So you can see how you could use this device with your phone in order to, you know, teach online using screen share on your phone. Further, if you had a basic tablet, one that does not provide active touch canceling, like this one, right? You could do the same with this device as well. So there are devices, for example, the tablet A9 of Samsung, which is a basic tablet, right? And now you have the cursor on this screen as well. So if I use notes, I can write on this as well, right? Selecting the cursor option, selecting the pen option, I can write on this device as well. This has a bit of a learning curve. थोड़ा सा टाइम लगता है सीखने में, because errors आ जाते हैं, हम pointer के through write कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा देख के लिखना पड़ता है. But then again, it is a good tool because हमारे पास directly device के ऊपर फिर हम उससे separate हो जाते हैं, right? और हमारे पास ease of writing थोड़ी सी बेहतर हो जाती है. What I personally use is my device, which is a writing tablet, right? It has active touch canceling. It has its own, you know. So if I just share my screen, as I do, right? So this is where I usually use my device. Right. So for me, I have active touch canceling. I can use my pen directly on my tablet and I can write whatever I want. Right. Drawing shapes is much easier for me. Making something geometrical is much easier because this is something that I use for teaching math. Right. So for me, it's quite beneficial having this. So depending on what subject you're teaching, you can, you know, decide which device you want. Right. So if we're moving forward, and I share my screen and we go on to Google Meet, right? यहाँ तक बात थी devices की, right? यहाँ तक बात थी devices. Now we're talking about Google Meet. अब Google Meet के अंदर, when I've been using Google Meet अब तक, I've been using Google Meet because for one, it's free and I did not want to make a large investment whilst I was teaching because अब तक I did not know I would be teaching इतना, right? So Google Meet is a free software, right? So उसके अंदर doing what I've done, उसके अंदर the basic thing that was let's say a hassle was making new links every time I needed to make class, right? So Google Meet के अंदर you can schedule classes. So for example, if I schedule my class right now, I'll go to calendar, Google Calendar पे जाके, I'll select an event, I'll give it a title, I'll give it a title such as Usman's math class. I hope you can see me and the screen as well, right?
Yes.
So now what I'll do is I'll set a repeating timer, right? And I'll make it custom. So for example, I have classes with my students for Mondays and Wednesdays, and I have them every week. So this is the repeating timetable. And my student is appearing for May, June 2025. So what I'll do is I'll stop classes when it's May 31st, 2025. Once I'm done, I'll add video conferencing. So video conferencing is added. I can place a timer, right? Now, what I can do is either I keep this all day, right? So there won't be any notification, no reminder. There will just be a notification that you have class today. Or if I have class at 3 to 4, so what I can do is I can make this 3 to 4, right? And then I add this, I can create a notification that it reminds me 5 minutes before, 15 minutes before, or an hour before class, right? So if I save this, now what you'll see is I'll have class from 3 to 4 every day, every Mondays and Wednesdays. So if I repeat this custom 1 week and I end it on May 31st and I save this, now I have a class on Wednesday, next Monday, next Wednesday, next Monday, next Wednesday, next Monday, next Wednesday, right? So this is one thing. अच्छा, जहां तक उसके बाद हम बात कर रहे थे गूगल क्लासरूम की, गूगल क्लासरूम के अंदर व्हाट यू डू इज you make a classroom, you go for create class, and now you're going in as a teacher, right? So you continue, you give your class name, you got Usman's math class, right? You give it a subject, you say math or Urdu or physics or whatever. Oops. So now the class has been made, right? Now, if I want to make an announcement to all my students, I can make an announcement and I send it through all of them. I can attach any PDF, any image, any question, right? उसके अलावा we have the assignment place where we can send quizzes, assignments, questions, material being notes, books, PDFs, anything that you require to the student to have. For example, if I show you my LMS for my class math, so I've given them books, I've given them tests, the fact that you can schedule tests, right? So if I want to schedule a test, right? So I go assignment, I say test, right? I say test and I give an attachment. I attach a PDF, right? अब मुझे चाहिए यह है कि आई वांट द स्टूडेंट टू बी डन इन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, सो व्हाट आई डू इज आई शेड्यूल दिस, राइट? तो ये एक टाइम पे अपलोड होगी, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई एम गिविंग इट ऑन थर्सडे एंड आई वांट टू गिव इट ऑन 4 p.m. लेट्स से नो 4 p.m. या 4 p.m. ओके, उसके बाद व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन सेट अ ड्यू डेट एंड वी कैन क्लोज सबमिशंस उसी दिन। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम सेम डे रख रहे हैं, we can close the submissions at 5 p.m. because I want it done within an hour. So it will appear on 4 p.m. and it will end at 5 p.m. उसके बाद क्या होगा? It won't be accepting responses. So that's how I can keep track of time for my students when they want to appear for a test. Having a Google Classroom is very convenient because आप उसके ऊपर students को इंडिविजुअली भी डील कर सकते हो और कलेक्टिवली भी डील कर सकते हो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस टेस्ट फॉर कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री आई हैड टू गिव इट टू जस्ट वन स्टूडेंट, right? So I can selectively give it to one student or two students. This book that I have, this book is for IGCSE. So I am teaching IGCSE and O levels, right? So I don't want my O level students to be studying IGCSE की books. So I'll send them just the IGCSE books if they're studying IGCSE. So I sent it to two students only, right? This is where you can see your students, and that is pretty much it for Google Meet. Any questions? If you could ask with the mics on, it would have been much easier. I had to cut time short because काफी late हो चुका है and it's already 4:02. So if you can ask any questions, जो भी issues हैं, if there is something that you would like to know about.
Man, there is any whiteboard on Google Meet?
Is there a whiteboard on Google Meet? जिसको हम share कर सकते हैं?
Yeah.
हाँ कर सकते हैं.
Okay.
Are there any
Is there
further
any
questions?
question from the participant?
Sir, there is a possibility अगर Samsung devices हो both devices के अंदर तो हम एक note share कर सकते हैं और फिर उस
Okay.
note के अंदर दोनों person जो हैं साथ जो है annotate कर सकते हैं.
Okay. Okay.
Are there any more questions regarding Google Meet or Google Classroom? One of the best parts about Google Meet, if you're starting out, is that Google Meet does not have, sorry, it does not have any time restrictions. Unlike Zoom, when you start off and you don't have a premium version, आपको 45 minutes के बाद वो class end करा देगा 40 minutes के बाद, and it gives you a 10-minute break, and then it has you make a new link afterwards. So if you're using a free version for Zoom, तो उसमें you won't get as many benefits as you would when you're using Google Meet. I was using Google Meet initially. I started using it in like 2021 और मैं अब तक Google Meet ही use कर रहा हूँ because it's much more feasible for me to keep the student there, to keep him engaged rather than having him lost after 40 minutes. After 40 minutes बाद 10 minutes मुझे wait करना पड़ेगा and then I have to re-engage the student after 10 minutes. So personally, I prefer Google Meet for that reason.
अच्छा
Okay.
उस्मान, एक उस्मान बात आपसे पूछनी थी। आपने
Yes.
कहा कि सैमसंग नोट पे जो अगर व्हाइट बोर्ड जो भी है वैसे शेयर होता है वो नोट,
जी जी.
तो आप कह रहे थे एनोटेट कर सकते हैं। मैं तो सोच रहा था कि ये वन वे ट्रैफिक होगी, ये इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करें।
अच्छा, अगर मैं सैमसंग नोट शेयर करूं तो
हम्म
यहाँ पे मैं डायरेक्टली नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन अगर मैं गूगल मीट पे कर रहा हूँ तो वो मुझसे पूछेगा कि आपको ये नोट शेयर करना है गूगल मीट पे, तो उस वक्त मैं येस और नो का ऑप्शन कर सकता हूँ। अगर मैं येस कर देता हूँ तो अगर सामने वाला पर्सन इफ इज यूजिंग सैमसंग डिवाइस ऑन गूगल मीट, सही है, तो वो
हम्म
उस पीडीएफ को साथ एनोटेट कर सकता है मेरे। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन दूं इसके बारे में, मैं अपने दोस्त के साथ एमसीक्यू सॉल्व कर रहा था कुछ टाइम पहले, कुछ अर्सा पहले, तो हम दोनों के पास सैमसंग डिवाइसेज हैं, हमने वो नोट
हम्म
शेयर कर लिया था, उसके अंदर हमारी डिस्कशन भी साथ चल रही थी और दोनों आपस में एनोटेट भी कर रहे
वो लाइवली हो रहा था, यानी कि जिस
वो
वक्त वो
लाइव हो
लिख
रहा
रहे
था, एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली। लेकिन अगर मैं क्लास रख रहा हूँ और मुझे खाली
जी।
एनोटेट खुद करना है, तो फिर मैं
हम्म।
उसको शेयरिंग का ऑप्शन ऑफ कर दूंगा। मेरी स्क्रीन शेयर हो रही होगी लेकिन मेरा नोट शेयर नहीं
ठीक है, ठीक है,
होगा।
ठीक है।
Yeah,
थैंक यू,
Usman,
थैंक यू।
one of the participant in the waiting room, she just got disconnected. So kindly let her in.
ओके सर, वो करा रहा हूँ। एनी फर्दर
Okay.
क्वेश्चंस रिगार्डिंग गूगल मीट और गूगल क्लासरूम? सेटअप्स के हवाले से कोई सवाल है?
So team is better or
सर
Google
टीम्स
Class?
बहुत क्लंकी है। टीम्स इज
Okay.
वेरी क्लंकी। टीम्स का फायदा ये है कि टीम्स के अंदर यू गेट योर मीटिंग एप्लीकेशन एंड योर एलएमएस एप्लीकेशन एक साथ, राइट? दैट इज वन बेनिफिट। लेकिन वो मुझे बहुत क्लंकी लगता है। आई हैव नॉट यूज्ड इट, सो आई कांट से आई प्रेफर इट या फिर आई वुड रिकमेंड इट। व्हाट आई रिकमेंड इज, इफ यू आर हैविंग जूम हैव इट प्रीमियम। इफ यू आर हैविंग गूगल मीट, तो गूगल मीट से बेहतर मुझे, फॉर समवन हु स्टार्टिंग आउट, आई डोंट फाइंड एनी ऑप्शन बेटर देन गूगल मीट।
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Usman. Sir Uzair, are you there with us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, Jazakallah for your time. Sir Uzair
Ah.
Yaqub is the director of World Schooling System and he is renowned teacher of mathematics, account and admaths.